everyone, this is Jenny with Needlework on the Go. Finally getting back to recording another floss tube. It's been longer than anticipated, but I suppose that's not a surprise. I was hoping for about 3 to 4 weeks, and I think I'm at 5 weeks, and it may even be 6 weeks by the time we get things edited, because my daughter's at the end of her semester in her senior year at Wheaton College Conservatory, and she's just crazy busy. There's a lot of concerts and that type of thing going on in her life right now. She's very busy, which is good, but doesn't leave her a lot of time for fun things like editing. And I don't want it to be a distraction, because this would probably be more fun for her than some of her schoolwork right now. But hey, that's a little bit on the delay. I really need her expertise on editing. I will learn some of that at some point, but who knows when. I'm too busy stitching and creating to learn the editing, but I will get there. After the holidays, I've actually lined up someone that's a professional who's going to help teach me the ropes of some of the finer points of editing and that kind of thing. But let's see what's been going on. It's been a great fall. We've now moved into winter. Technically winter, but you know, it's not on the calendar winter yet, but it's starting to feel a little bit like winter. Though when I look out my window right now, it's very overcast and raining. It's been raining all day. It's about 40 degrees, and that's what it looks like here in Chicagoland for the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping that maybe we'll have a little snow. We had one day where we got a little bit, but so I could do my snow days start, but not a lot of snow here in the Midwest at all. But I've kind of been busy. I have a lot of things here to show you that have been fully finished. I have some of my stitching that I've been working on, and I have knitting, and I have like a mega load of haul, which I may end up not showing you all the haul, but just maybe some of the patterns and that kind of thing. But it's been fun. I enjoy my hobbies. What can I say? It's a bright spot in my life. Let's see, what should I start with? I think I'm most excited about this time are my fully finished items. I was so excited. I mean, truly excited when these came back in the mail. My friend Michelle Rogers of My Finishing Touch did the finishing for me on I think all of the ones I'm going to show you today. Amazing. She just does amazing work. So I'm just going to delve in and get going with that, because that's the most fun part of stitching, is to seeing the final product, right? I'm going to start right out of the gate with a look at this little sweet ornament. I love it. Oh, it's just so cute. I think I'm going to add a little charm. I stitched on 40 count. I think this was 40 count light mocha from Zweigart. The stitching was fun. More stitching than you thought. No doubt about it. 40 count is, you make some tiny stitches, but it's just an exquisite pattern from Lila Studio. And it's this one, Noël en Bleu. I can't speak French. True fact, my mother actually spoke French until she was 16 only, exclusively. I'm up from the northern Maine on the Canadian border, and there are a lot of French-speaking people, and she did not learn to speak English till she was like 16. But so I pretend that I know a few words in French. Pretend being the operative word, but when I see things in French, it does remind me of my mom. I tried to learn French in high school. It did not go well. Let's just put it that way. So I will finish off these other ones, but for this year, I think that's where I'm stopping. I just love it. It's so cute. I'm gonna put a little snowflake charm on the back, I think. So that one will be going off to the mail today. It's a gift. So I needed to fill my floss tube so I could get this off in the mail. Let's see, where shall I put this? I'll probably chuck some silk floss and package of needles in there, some stickers. Okay, I'm in love with this one. Can you tell I'm super excited about my finishes that came back? You would think I had no money left to buy any other items, but hey, it's only money, right? I think that's what Katie says from So Tattered. It's just money. Are you ready for this little special? Look at this. I showed this on my Instagram. Look at it, you guys. This may be my all-time favorite finish. Michelle, you did a fabulous job. This is not easy finishing. From what I was told, there was an adult beverage involved afterwards for recovery purposes. These ears, they're not the easiest. And that's why I sent it off for a professional. And I had a hard time settling on a fabric. And Michelle found this one for me, which is just perfect. And it sits, it stands. So it's going to be displayed. This is from La Di Da Designs, sampler hair. So Michelle, be warned, there'll probably be another one of these in your future. Just so precious. The stitching was not hard, obviously. It's the finishing on this one that is the trick. I think this is a 30 count weeks. My little bunny, I love it. Are you ready for another one? How about, I have quite a bit of finishing. How about, well, I'm gonna wait on that one. How about my pears? The next one is from the pears. I finished stitching actually in the last few weeks, this one. And then I had already stitched this one earlier in the year. And this one was stitched and finished like last year, I think. But these two went off to the finisher at the end of the summer. And here's the one. Just beautiful. I spent some time really settling on fabric that I loved and that it coordinated. Just so happy. I should have brought the third one. I'll show you this other. This one here is, I don't know, I got a thread on here. Is my favorite, probably. I don't know, they're all my favorite. But she did such a nice job, and that's what the bottom looks like. So I had the other one. These are hefty. She used I think walnut shells on these, so there's heft to these, so they really sit nicely. The first one that we had done, I don't think it had any of the heft, and if I could, I'd probably go back and have it redone, but I probably won't right now. It was just a polyfill only, I think, on the first one. And I probably should have had I would recommend getting all three. If you're gonna do all three, get all three finished at the same time. That will help the finisher get everything perfect. Awesome job on that. Beautiful. How about another Christmas ornament? Let's see. This one I finished stitching earlier in the year. It's just sweet as can be. Probably add a little charm to the back on that one as well. A little bling bling. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think this was from Little House Needleworks. Maybe I didn't keep that pattern. Yeah, it was from Little House Needleworks. I'm sure of that. I thought I had kept the pattern on this one. But it's sweet. It has the little chenille trim on it. This will also be a gift. I like how the white came on the variegation, just how it landed on this one. I think it kind of turned out cool. Okay. And here is something very special. This one I stitched this year. It's called, you saw it, I think on the other one, it was the whip at the time. Summer in Baltimore from With Thy Needle and Thread. Are you ready for the big finish? Look at it. box. That's the bottom with the striped fabric. Just so happy with everything, how it turned out. The combination of the fabrics. You can see the little pillow, whoops, sits inside. It doesn't want to, because I'm trying to tilt it. So I'll just show you that. But look at that expertly applied rickrack. That was the fabric. I think this would be the cutest fob. You can even add an initial, like if you did it 1/1 on 28 count or something, it would be just the right size for a little fob. It feels so nice. Love the whole thing. It's all this fully lined. Look how straight that seam is. Just love it. That'll be out all year. Right now with all my finishes, I'm like, I don't care what season, I just want to leave it out. Because I'm so excited that it's done. So I don't know why I let everything languish. You ready for this one? This feels great too. This is from Stacy Nash, one of her drums. She does such awesome drum patterns, doesn't she? Look at that. I stitched and finished this. It was a quick stitch. I think I did this in October, first part of October. I'd have to go back and look on my calendar, but so I'll probably add some like counting pins or decorative pins that I make and put that on top. But that will be going out. It feels nice. Just, it's perfectly finished. Perfectly finished, Michelle. Here is, I'll link it, but here is Michelle's business card. See if I can get the camera to focus on that if you want to get any info there. It's her business card. Okay, what other finishes? Okay, that's it for the soft finishing, I think, for today. Michelle, seriously, thank you so much. You did a great job. I get paid nothing extra for promoting her. I'm just sharing because I'm so happy with her work, and it's like if you find something good, you want to hang on to it. That's how I feel about it. I would have no qualms recommending her. Here's something that came back from my framer, which is at House of Stitches. Cherry does the framing. I don't think I showed this last time. I don't think so. I'm showing it again, but it has all the brads. I'm gonna do the winter one next. I started the fall and got some work done on it, but obviously I've moved on from fall. So, trying to get the glare out of there. You can see whatever's in the bed. There we go. This is from Heart and Hand. Just love how she puts all her little motifs together on there. So I think that's it for fully finishing. Let me move a couple things out of the way because I have a lot of stuff here. Now, I do have a little story on some additional things. My machine decided to go kapooey right about, I don't know, mid of the month, mid of November, I think. And I had high hopes, high plans to do some of my own finishing because I can manage simple shapes and some little pillows and those kinds of things and feel good about it. And it didn't happen. My machine died, at least for the fall season. So now I have a quandary because I had this goal in mind that I wanted to get about 30 of 50 or so finishes under my belt from under the bed box. Earlier the year, I had about 10 or 12 things done. I had this other stack, which I think went to about 9 or 10. I lost count. This is the stack. But I feel good at least, even if I decide not to actually sew them, which I'm still debating. I may just finish them off because I want to check it off the list. But these are some of my finishes. I went through and pulled the fabrics and kind of pre-prepped everything. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. So maybe next time, if I, even though it's out of season, if I get them done, I'll share them with you. Or since they're all pre-prepped and nicely pressed, I may just keep them, but it'll be a mystery. You'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I did want, well, I should show you because actually one of the things I finished stitching, I finished stitching these. I only had one done before. These are pretty, so I got that fully stitched. This will be the fabric. It's not quite that orange. It's actually fairly light orange fabric. Hoping Rachel can make things their true color. We're having a heck of a time getting the lighting today. So I finished stitching that. The other big stitch that I got done, voila, this was back, I think I finished it like the last day in October. So you wouldn't have seen this. So happy with it. So thrilled that it is stitched. It is gonna go right to the framer in January so that I can have it all ready. Pumpkin patch from Prairie Schooler. Really in a Prairie Schooler mode right now. That will go off to Cherry. The other thing that I got done, but I can't show you because I had actually brought it to my framer at House of Stitches, but let me show you a picture. I'll just pull, it's this. I had showed you that as a whip last time. So I did get it stitched. And here it is, all stitched. This is on my Instagram. But that's over. It might even be ready now, but it will be ready soon. What I decided to do with those, I'm doing 3 frames. So I ordered, this will be fully finished and I can hang it up right away. I also ordered 2 more frames, same size and everything, because I'm going to do a little trio of these. All 3 will have the Santas that have animals or critters on it. I'm working on the one that has like the lobster on its little backpack right now, so we'll see. I don't know if I'll get it done this year, but I want to make a dent. So that one's off. I have that to look forward to. I think that might be all the fully finished stitching that I have. I think that probably is it for that. So I'm gonna, oh no, I have one, I forgot about it. Just finished this one last night. And I think I left the pattern, oh boy, let me look this up. I think I left the pattern over in my stitching area, but again, I can show you. It's this one from Hands On Designs, this little trio, but it's called Oh Christmas 3. And it's actually, the call for it is very, very bright, and I just dialed it back just a little bit for me, and I didn't have the call for color and cotton, so I just went, I pulled the DMC, and do I have that upside? No, I have it the right way. So I pulled DMC and then did a conversion. Some like the blue is Blue Heron, I think. The white, I forget what the white is. If you want it, you can. And also the fabric was, I think, a black fabric, and this is a charcoal gray from Swigart. And they're really cute. I'm gonna do the other 2. And she also had a little Santa, that Noel Pierre. Oh, so cute. I'm gonna do that. And then I was out and about and I found these at one of the box stores, and I think I'm gonna mount at least one of them on here. I kind of did some measuring, so stay tuned. I haven't done anything like that. We'll see what happens. If not, I think this is just cute tucked in among your other smalls and stuff, but I think that will work. I saw someone, I don't know who. It may have been on from my guild. Judy Whitman was the featured speaker, and I think of JBW Designs. I think she may have used one of these. I'm like, that's a great idea. And I had seen them earlier in the year, so I dashed over to Hobby Lobby, and so it's not my original idea, but we'll see. I'm kind of excited to see what happens with that. So I did get a little bit done. I haven't been stitching as much for some reason. I don't know. It's for all of us. Our stitching kind of comes and goes, right? That's just how it is. But I am stitching. I've also had an issue right here with the thumb, probably from my knitting, but you know, I'm not ready to give it up. So let's talk about a little bit about whips. I have a lot of little bits that I've been working on. A lot of things close to finishing, and I anticipate a lot of finishes in December. Let's start with Winter Holiday from Mill Hill. This will be my first Mill Hill. I've seen a lot of, can you see the glisten on there on those beads? I'm almost done. I have some white beads and green beads, and then I'll be ready to cut it out. It's just so cute. I love it. I'll talk more about these Mill Hill things in a bit. So this was a whip from last year, and maybe all of the stitching was done last year, and I'm just doing the beads this year. That will probably be done this weekend, pretty sure. And then I started this one. I need a back of a chart. I need to get one of those boards. Look how seriously tiny that is. That is one thread over one on 30 count raw linen, and it's a little kit. I may have showed this before, from Old Colonial, called Autumn Sampler. And you know, honestly, in all truthfulness, it was not hard. Like, you think one thread over one, like, oh, I can't do it. I felt like I saw my stitches and the threads better on this than on some of my like 32 count dark fabric. So you got to just try stuff. You have to kind of reset. The tension's a little different, but it's very doable. And so I can only imagine, like, if you did a 28 count, it would even be a little bit easier, but it's a little kit, and it comes with this beautiful little frame. And I'm going to keep going. It says autumn on it, but to me, it's something that can be left out all, you know. Beautiful. Their frames are just gorgeous. I have another one of their kits too that I'm gonna do. But so the little stick, that's how big it is. It's really small, very tiny. But it was a nice change and a change of pace for me. Next up in my whip pile is a Praiseworthy Stitches. I love them. I think I've talked about them before. And I had this for, no, I haven't had this one for a while. I've thought about it for a while. I just purchased, this is a new purchase. And I did a conversion. Again, the colors were pretty bright, called for. And I just wanted a little, I kept the same color palette, completely, but just kind of trimmed it. And so I'm doing this on a 40 count Legacy. It's showing kind of yellow because of our lighting. It's not yellow. It's really a beige, but it's Legacy. So that was started on the what I would say is our first official snow day. I was waiting and waiting, and at the rate how little snow we're getting here in Chicagoland, who knows how much stitching. This is going to be my snow day stitching, but I love the Quaker motifs. This one, when I saw it, I said, that's coming home today. Cindy, I think it's Cindy C Stitches on Instagram. If you need like inspiration, go look at her Instagram feed. I wish we could talk her into doing a floss tube, because she has shown pictures of her home and stuff. Man, that gal does some exquisite stitching. But this is the chart. Merry Christmas Sampler. This is a new chart from Threadwork Primitives, and I have fallen down the rabbit hole of Threadwork Primitives, and I have 4 sitting in a cart that will have to come home with me soon. This is where I'm at. Love these colors on here. To me, these colors are quintessential Christmas to me. I just, the greens, I think I'm using everything called, let me double, yeah, because I had to wait for the carriage black. I would have actually had more done on this, but I didn't have carriage black, so I had to wait for it to come in. But these colors on this linen, perfection. So this one I'm gonna try real hard to get this stitched in December. It won't be up on the wall this year, but I'd like to have the stitching done. And thank you, Cindy C, for all your, let me look her up, because I want to make sure I'm telling you the right Instagram name. Cindy C. Cindy C Stitches. CINDY-C Stitches. That's her Instagram name, Cindy C Stitches. So if you need inspiration, go there. She's got me in trouble. I jokingly sent her a little message and said, you know, you've got to stop this enabling. I met her in person pre-COVID at a retreat in Shipshawana, and so we just have been friends. She's one of those people, like, I just wish she lived close. Maybe we'd get into a lot of trouble together. I don't know. I got some of this done back in October. This is from Heart and Hand. I guess I should show you that first. One of her sweet bird pillows. I had only like the ABC done. I thought I'd get it done, but I just kind of lost the fall vibe. It seemed like I went from summer to right over to Christmas this year, but it'll be here. It'll be waiting for me. It'll get done. This one I've shown the ginormous pin pillow from Stacy Nash. Absolutely love this. Again, I thought I could get this done this year, but as you will see, I cannot. It's beautiful. I got a lot of the alphabet, almost that entire house done. So I got a lot done. I may keep going with this one. We'll see. Oh, here's my other Prairie Schooler Santa. I don't know if I took a picture of this guy yet. Don't think I did. And I don't think I put his picture in here. Maybe I'll see if Rachel can insert his picture. Got the top of his head. I'll have Rachel insert a picture so you can have frame of reference. This is the 32 count pebble. All 3 in that trio I mentioned will have the same fabric. Got some more done on this one. Get it arranged. It's kind of big. I got my thread caught on here. There we go. There we go. It's kind of a big one. Oh, I'm loving it so much. I finished the 8th day. I probably only had maybe a third of that done and finished that block and then started the one down below. This one is still a hopeful for this year, not fully framed. The frame is ordered, but I want to have it stitched and it'll go in as soon as I get done. That's from Plum Street Samplers, and it's the freebie charts from Paulette from quite a while ago. I thrilled to say that I have a very small start on my first GGR sampler, very well-known red deer sampler. I took my time over the last year or two collecting all the threads and finding everything I needed for it. And when the Attic put out that they were celebrating GGR, I'm like, I know which one I'm gonna start. I have a couple other of her charts collected, and I have a couple more that I'm on a quest to get. I had no idea that Gigi was 90. I just find that fascinating and exciting and inspirational that she is still doing what she loves, and it's a great way to live life. Do what you love. But that's my start. Everything is called for. Well, the color is the called for. I think she called for 35 and I'm using 36. So, and I'm going to use one strand on 36 instead of two. I think she used 2 strands on 35, but I much prefer working one strand these days. It's going to be fabulous. Exciting. And then well, this might have been a whip. I think this was a whip from last year. Was it? Yeah. I had like the moon stitched. Don't have much further than that. And I'm sorry I don't have this picture, so I'll have to insert. I think when I did my whip parade, things got put away, but this is from Kathy Barrick. Love it on this. It's called Up on the Housetop, and I'll have Rachel insert a picture of that in there. So I'll get some more done on this. You know, I was so set in my mind to use red thread, and I was going to use Schoolhouse Red because I just think it's beautiful on this fabric. But then I looked at some more pictures, and I think they called for more of a brown, just all over brown house. So then I was second guessing. I think it's going to be red. I think. And I had a little start on one of my most favorite designers. I didn't realize how old this one had gotten. Noelle House from Chessie and Me, one of her little kits. I have a little start. Love to work with the silks. I'd like to get a good dent in this one too in December. You know, one nice thing, this coming week I'm crazy busy. Lots of activities, outings, going to Drury Lane, the theater tonight with some friends that we were invited to go out with them for dinner and theater. And then tomorrow night is a big Christmas festival at Wheaton College that my daughter's in and all her friends, so that's going to be exciting. And then next week we have my stitching group's party on Tuesday. I have meeting up with a dear friend on Monday for her birthday. Wednesday I'm meeting with another dear friend and Thursday is a party for my Bible study. So next week is my busy week, but after that, I'm going to have lots of time to get things like this one finished and stitched. One more, Joe Snow. Again, this has been around for years and years in my stash, and for some reason, it just felt like the year to get going. Joe Snow, it's a Lizzie Kate. It was a kit, so I'm using the call for, so I just started that. That white shows so cool on that fabric, doesn't it? It's fun. It's a seriously a lot of white, but I feel like this one, I can stitch this into February even. It's more of a winter. It has the Christmas lights, but I think it could easily be just a winter stitch. So those are most of my whips. I probably have a couple other things here and there. So overall, probably had more done than I realized on that. How about a couple things on my radar, and then I think I'm going to move along on some other stuff. I really would love to get this started this year. It's all kitted up. I have this one from Sampler and Primitives. I absolutely love this. This will have a place of prominence when you get down to it for me and my, you know, if you're a Christian, this is what Christmas really is about, the spiritual aspect of Christmas. And then this Prairie Schoolers was a whip. I don't have, I may have actually gotten a tinge done, maybe part of the roof, because I don't, this is probably a whip, but I want to give this some love. I seem to be attracted to all the ones that have the alphabets in there, so that one will get some attention in the next month or two. And then one more here. I see a lot of people working on this. It's beautiful. This is a whip. Let me see. I think it goes this way. It's Christmas Rose from Blackbird. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? It's working on a piece of We Will Die For You. A mystery color. Was a gift at a retreat. But I'd like to, I guess when I look at it realistically, I'd like to maybe get like that top half done at least. So then next year it would be set up for a finish. I love it. So those are a little bit of plans. I think maybe 2 more plans I wanted to share. One is a big one. Oh, the Jingle Ball is tonight. I'm going to be at the theater, but I'm going to try to hop on after I get back. One of these stitches will have a lot of focus in December. I haven't decided where, like one where I'll stitch every day. But December is also my birthday month. And it's also Christmas. And so I know I'm going to have either... I haven't decided on which. I've been waiting for the fabric to come in for this. I love this. It has the Lord's Prayer. And this is, I think I can do it. I'm going to say I can do it. I'm having a hard time getting the color right on the camera. This is Parchment from Fiber on a Whim, which is much darker than I thought, and I had read some stuff that it was darker than what a lot of people, but I like dark. But these are the colors, so the colors look fabulous on it. So I think I'm gonna stay with it, so I have to cut it down to size because I really needed a half yard. I could have gotten by on 40 count, but it was just little, I don't know, it made me nervous. So I'll probably, it's not like I won't ever use that. So that will either be a birthday start or just a special December start. Or the other one I'm contemplating for my birthday start. I don't have the right silk. I think it's in my acquisition pile. I've showed this, I think, before. I got this from the attic. And I'm in love with this. I'm still mulling fabric. I'm mulling this fabric. It's from XJU Designs, and it's 36 count milk chocolate. And I was contemplating this, but I also bought a darker brown silk. And if we come across it, I'll show you that I'm contemplating. I haven't settled. So these two will either, one will be either my birthday and one will be a Christmas start. One or the other. They will be a start. The other big one, and that one's in the pile. I've had this kitted for a long time. A lot of people have stitched this. But when Brenda came out with her new one this year, Light of Winter, I think. I was like, well, should I start Light of Winter or do this one since it's kitted? I still don't know, so it's going to be a surprise. I love them both, but I have the Brenda's Brew, and now, of course, you can't find Brenda's Brew because everyone is, the new chart also calls for Brenda's Brew, And they do go very nicely together, the two charts. I switched the pink to sanguine instead of the conch. That was the big discussion on this design for a long. People still discuss it, but I think those are gorgeous on there. So either Light of Window or Winter Rose Manor is going to become a kind of winter stitch. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll have settled that by the next time I see you. Let's talk a little bit about haul. Again, I'm gonna kind of whip through this because, you know, it gets a little might be tedious for some of you. Everyone's seen this. I'm waiting for the kit from Kitten Stitcher to come in. This was Shakespeare's Peddler's design, so I ordered the little kit from her. I'm excited. So that might end up being a good stitch yet this year. Trying to keep this in order. Oh, I ordered from Hobby House some fabric that I needed. But I love this. I love the Lord is good and his mercy. I think it says and his mercy endureth forever. I'm gonna have to fix that. It will be his mercy. I won't be able to handle it looking at Aya's, even though it's a, you know, exact reproduction. I adore this. So at some point next year, this will get kitted. So that was from Hobby House. That was an exclusive with them. I ordered a lot of fabrics to add to the stash this time. I was kind of excited about this because I had never ordered from this person before. HollisHandsCreate. I've heard of her, but she has an Etsy shop. I think it's Etsy. Yeah. So she had a nice fabric selection if you're looking for fabrics. But I also found this chart. This was out either last year or the first part of this year from Fox and Rabbit, and it's called Brenda's Sampler. I love what it says. I think this might make a really nice marriage sampler, and I have a couple ideas on this. I'm still mulling it over, but this to me would make a phenomenal marriage or anniversary sampler. So I had to get that. Lots of fabric from there. I also got this from Kitten Stitcher. I was hitting that enter button way too much, you guys. Lordy, lordy. Love this. This is from Kitten Stitcher. She's the designer. I love what it says so much. So happy with that. You know, and I don't think I brought it up. With Thy Needle and Thread, she again, of course, hit it out of the ballpark for all of her designs. This is Brenda's Brew, but it's 40 count. I was hoping for the 36 count, and I learned to get these items right away. I also bought her other ones, the reindeer ones. I left it in the other room. And the ones with the beautiful birds, the cardinal, the owl, and another one. I bought those stat. They're gorgeous. Let's see. This is from 123. I kind of spread out the purchasing amongst all my favorites this time. This is new to me, this designer. Has anyone out there stitched this? The wealth of designs from her, Madame Lefay, I think. I was fascinated, and so I have a lot of these now sitting in my wish list. That's beautiful. It's just, I can't get over it. Like, where have I been? How have I missed her? I will tell you that there's an English version too. Like, everything on the back is French, so I can kind of guess. Fortunately, I have a friend that I may have her just read it to me to make sure I'm not missing anything. But there is an English page that goes over the particulars. So stay tuned, because I feel a little bit of a collection starting on her, along with Threadwork Primitives. I also got a couple more charts. Let me pull those out. Kathy Barrick. Isn't that fun? Look at the little motifs on there. I probably won't use the fabric. It's a little too mottled for my taste, but love the chart. And then so many people were stitching this. I was shocked. I feel like I might have had this in the original one. This is the reprint. I think I had the original and probably passed it on, but regretted it. So I had to get that. I got, this is the second one I've gotten from Rosewood. I'm envisioning this one, and the other one I got the stockings for my husband and myself. This kind of leads me, since they're here. Oh, here's those brown threads. I'm going to leave those out now. Remember I said I bought some more fibers? I knew they were here in this pile. Let me rewind. We can pause for a minute since it's here. This is called Briar Patch. This was for the Wait on the Lord. Throw in your opinion. I have this fabric in my stash, so I was trying to use something from the stash, but this is such a special piece that I don't want to limit myself, but I'd like to. So this is the one I just bought. The darker one is Briar, and the other one is Chocolate. Throw in an opinion. They both have some variegation in their threads. We shall see. I don't know. And then, in case you want to know, this is my favorite Christmas red, cranberry Belsois. So I always like to keep a couple of those in my stash. Put those there. And this leads me to my next topic, because that's the order I'm in here, is plans for next year. I don't know if I want to have plans. I feel like I do better if I'm just a little more spontaneous, but this is a loose plan. I have fallen down the rabbit hole of these Santas from Mill Hill, and I did enjoy working on that one. This is one I already had. So this was a new purchase in my stash. I have this one, and I think I have a couple more in there. And then I have 2 more I'm going to order. So I have about 6 to 8 of them. I am now envisioning a Christmas tree with these paper ornaments, like a little bit smaller tree. And that's what I'm envisioning. I think it's something I'm going to start to create. A lot of my friends have these Mill Hill things stitched in on their trees, and I always admire them, and I've never stitched them. So I think that's going to be a plan. Does anyone want to join in? They're doable. I'm thinking realistically, one every other month. So like 6 in a year. In a couple of years, you would have quite a few on there on your tree. So that's where I'm at on that. That's kind of exciting. Then another cool thing, actually, since it's right here on top, I'll just finish off that topic of these Mill Hill Santas. Here's 2 more. I got these at House of Stitches. Oh, those are pretty cool. I'm trying to keep them somewhat together. And then everything was going to be put away. These few things are from Colorado Stitcher. I got some fabric. I am thrilled with these. Thrilled. The Sampler Company is one of my favorites, and I want to get some more of her things. These are new. I love that one a lot. So I started to kit with the fibers. I haven't settled on what fabric yet. But this Good Shepherd one, that's an imminent start. So that was from Colorado Cross Stitcher. And just so you know, just because of shipping costs, it can be hard to get these. So if you're all interested, I would snatch them up and add them to your stash, because there's no guarantee that the shops will have them, because I happen to know, because I worked at House of Stitching, the shipping costs to get these samplers over to us, they're from England, it's quite pricey. So if you see them, buy them. Some more fabric to add to my stash. I've just decided to start adding some 40 count. I have a lot of 36 count. The other thing that I got from Colorado Stitcher, she showed this on her floss tube, and I love them. Here's the other one. They're little kits. I'm gonna start this one this weekend, I think. But they're little kits, and I wanna next time be able to show you to have one finished. But this is like all the stuff that's in there, including the stuffing and the hanger that it's on. And then you cut it out. It has your directions and all that business. And so I would suggest that it would be a perfect, like if you're just new to wool work or working with wool, that it would be a great thing to try your hand at it, because it shows you all the stitches. Because I'm a knitter, I just love this. Look at the little basket with her knitting needles out of it. So good job, Cherry. I love those. You can check that out more on her website and on her, she showed those on her floss tube. Okay, I showed you those. And this is from my local shop. Sarah I keep that Miss Sarah on her toes. She's very good about getting things in. Had seen this. I think I saw this on someone's Instagram. I won't finish it like that on the top. That's not my favorite finish, but I love the motifs on it. Oh, here it is, The Light of Winter. I had mentioned that earlier. I'll put it this way. Everyone's familiar with that. I don't know, maybe I'll start with that one first. Who knows? Gotta have the wee Santa. And I had seen this when I was working, looking for a chart. It had to come home. I was surprised I didn't have it already. I have quite a collection. No idea if I'll do the drum or that, but anything nautical, you know, has to come home to me. And then I have the Book of Days. I'm not going to use this as itself. I have a different calendar set up, which I'll show you next time, that I'm going to be quite diligent. But this is going to get pretty much shredded. It's going to be like a template, like I'm going to, because I wanted to be part of it, and I like the idea of it. So I'll show you how I'm gonna kind of cut out some different things and put it into my calendar. And then I bought more fabric from House of Stitches. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, I really want to start him. He may just get a start this year. I really am getting out of control on my starts, but to the point where it's actually starting to stress me a little, which that takes a lot. But I don't know, just all the colors. And I got the fabric. I think that might have been the fabric I got from Hobby House, I think, or Kitten Stitcher, I can't remember. But just love that Santa. He's pretty cool looking. So let me kind of put some of this back in here. Then the other two items, stitching related. You may have heard me yelling out of pure bliss. I don't know. I was able to get this kit. It wasn't exclusive. I think it was originally out of the Silver Needle. My friends helped me locate it on Etsy. Someone was reselling it, not charging extra, just straight what they paid for it. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to have this from Jessie and me. Look at the whale. Thrilled, 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 thrilled. That will be an early start next year. And then my friend Michelle, because she lives up by Madison, and goes into Lynn's, and they have some lakeside. And this is 36 count sand dune. Thrilled to have that in my stash. So really some cool purchases, I feel. Then just a couple more things in the purchasing department, and then we'll be almost done with the stitching, I think, for this time. I'm going down the whole rabbit hole of the wool work. Celeste Creates and Katie from So Tattered got me going, and I want to say even Carol, I think you do some wool work too, and Lisa Kindred Stitcher, they all do wool work. So I had to get some kits. Look at that. I'm trying to do like one thing seasonal, and then a couple that can be out all the year long. So, and this is Christmas. Probably won't start it this year. I think I'm going to go to that house one. But it comes with all your wool. I think with Primitive Stitching, or Primitive Gathering is where I got this online from their website. But they have options too where you can get the threads. My dog is fussing. I may have to put this on pause. And look at this little sweet bluebird pin cushion. Isn't that sweet? So that was some fun wool. I'll be back. I think I'm going to have to take a little pause with the pup. He can only be good so long. We'll see how he does. Don't know. He's a little bit like a wild child right now. Okay, I think that's most of my stitching. I wanted to touch base real quick on some knitting. If you're into that thing. Oh, I have one more stitching thing. What did I do with that? Well, let's talk about my knitting, and maybe it'll turn up here. We'll see. I may have to find it. Just wanted to give a little update. I've been knitting a lot on this. I started this in October, and it's called My Croft. This is in Cascade 220. Really happy with it. I had to fuss with the top up here. There's some short row shaping that just was kind of giving me fits, but everything else is looking pretty good. So I'm just making slow but steady progress. I'm really happy with that. That is called My Croft, and it's from Isabel Kramer. Let's see if I have a picture of it here. I think I showed. So I made some good progress. My goal is to try to get the body part done by the end of December, and then spend January and February working on sleeves. It may happen sooner than that, but since I have multiple projects going, I don't know. I'm looking for one stitching thing, and it's really bothering me because it was here, and it was kind of a big deal because it was for a giveaway. Stay tuned. It may come back. I may have to pause it here in a minute. Let's talk about yarn. Elizabeth Ann can stitch. She is full on doing her knitting thing right now. If you need knitting inspiration in addition to stitching. But look at this yarn. You will be amazed at how this is going to work up. This is treasured yarn. It's from Mustache Yarn, and she had a sale, so I got a skein. It's called Pumpkin Spice Latte, but they're stripes. This works up into stripes that are, you know, like this. So that, I got that. And then I also got some yarn from Pearl Soho. It's a new yarn to me, and it's called Quill. Those are the colors. I'm gonna do a sweater called Alpine Bloom. Oh, there goes my dog. Daddy came home. I may switch to this a little bit softer blue. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. And then I bought yarn for a great niece and great nephew that I'm making something with that I can't go into a lot of details because she may watch. Her mama's a crafter too. So, but then I started these slipper socks just like yesterday. These are working up fast. This is with DK weight yarn. This will be I think a Christmas gift for somebody. It's called Sloppin' Slipper Socks. I just printed it in the black and white, but you can find it on Ravelry or use the hashtag. I'm sure it's on Instagram. I'm using this yarn, Barocco. It's their DK yarn. I'm not sure yet about it. It's a blend, so it can be washed, but I tend to like natural fibers only, but sometimes like for this, you want the practicality that you can just throw it in the wash, but working with it feels different than if you work just with the natural fiber. So we'll see. Verdict is out. I haven't worked with that before. So that's a little bit about the knitting, and I have some other things lined up for knitting. But I have to go, and I also did a couple scarves the last couple months for my Knitters for Community group, and the leader of that group has sent off a lot of our scarves off to be used this year in the local area. So that just makes me happy to know that my scarf is going to keep someone warm this winter. I think that's it for this knitting that I can show you. I have a couple Christmas things that I really can't show you. So I think that's it for this time. And I just want to wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas, wherever you're at, if you're on the go this month like me. At the end of the month, we're headed to our home. My husband has 10 days off, so I plan on tons and tons and tons of stitching at the end of the month for December. So hopefully I have a lot to show you. And until then, wherever you're at, on the go or nestled in your house, enjoy your stitching, and I pray that you find peace and joy.